Good morning, everybody. Hi. It's Karen Kong, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Ottawa, and you're joining in for my This or That Thursday. So every Wednesday, sometime during the day, and more often than not late at night, unfortunately, I post two cards in my Facebook group, and I ask people to choose which one to make for them live on Thursdays. So this is my This or That Thursday. Hi, Sandra. So yes, if you're joining in live, I would love it if you guys could say hi and keep me company so that I'm not just talking to myself. I'm just going to set up my computer so I can see your comments easier. Okay, just a second. And hopefully more people will join in while we're setting up. So I also call this my reality crafting because something always inevitably goes wrong. Today I'm actually going to predict it. I think that today I've been playing phone tag to get an appointment for a checkup with my doctor. So I've called them twice. They've called me twice and left messages. And no, they've called once. And no. Okay, anyways, we've been in touch several times, and I'll bet you they're going to call me during this live, and it'll probably come through on my phone because that has happened before, although this time I have silenced it, so it's not going to ring on me. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to predict. Okay, just a second. Okay, good. So it's live here. Just going to... Okay, so now I can see what you're seeing. Yeah, so that's what I'm predicting for today. I think I'm going to probably get a phone call. I'm going to have to like silence it or ignore it. Okay, so while we're waiting for hopefully, you know, some other people to join, I'll just want to talk about a couple of things going on. I didn't get any notice for this, probably just like a day or so. Yeah, I think I got notice Tuesday that there's free shipping today, all day, for 24 hours on $100 orders, $100 or more orders on Stampin' Up. So I just put in a couple of big orders on the weekend, and gosh, I would have liked to have known about this. But anyways, so you guys can still take advantage of it if you have anything you wanted to buy from the last chance list, or supplies like cardstock and stuff, because those things are going to be going up in price slightly when the new catalog launches on May 3rd. So if you have like a bunch of things that you are holding out on that you might want to get a little bit of a break on before it goes up in price, you know, today might be the day that you want to take advantage of it. So it's just for 24 hours. I have the link to shop with me, and it's on in my Facebook group, and I thank you for shopping with me. Oh, and something else I wanted to say was that I am having a class again. I haven't had a class since, I think, December. It's just been too busy. I've been really busy learning about how to do Facebook parties, and what else I've been busy with? Well, you know, the kids stuff is always going on, and Karis has dance competitions, so we've done one. There's still 3 more to come, and so that's going to keep me busy. So yeah, so I finally decided, okay, I have to squeeze in one class. I miss doing the classes, you know. They're live and they're in person, not in person, they're virtual, but you know, it's like real people. I get to talk to real people and in real time. So it's not like you're just commenting and I'm seeing them, you know, after a 20-second delay or whatever. So yeah, so I'm having the New Horizons class. It's based on the Horizon stamp set, and I'm using the New Horizons DSP as well. And it's not girly, it's not flowery, it's different from the usual, because I wanted something more masculine, because I'm pretty sure Joey does not want a flowery card for Father's Day. So I had been waffling. I know you guys know that I've been waffling between like the waves of the ocean and the On the Horizon stamp set, and I finally chose On the Horizons before it goes and retires at the end of June. So I hope that some of you will join me. I'm looking forward to it. I always have, games to play, prizes to win to make it even more fun, but it's just nice gathering together to craft. And for you guys, everything, all the designing work will be done. I'll do all the cutting and the prep work. So you can just relax and enjoy. Okay, so like I think most of you know that the in colors arrived. Well, I got my in colors and I was really excited to use them, and I even held my daughter back from taking them over and using them first because I wanted to use them first. So anyways, I think we're ready to start. I think I've chattered on long enough. Let me change over to my desktop view and just close your eyes if don't get sick, okay? Just give me a second. Oops. Okay, lots of goodies here to see. All right, so here's all my in colors ink pads. I'd show those to you. And I made this card with the in colors, and I made this was my alternate. So you guys chose to have me do this card today, and I want to tell you, for this card, I did a lot of, I tried a lot of different combinations. I tried to use some of the in colors with some of the regular colors, and I went through a whole pile of like combinations of blending, which was fun. There were some good blends, and then there were some bad blends. Like, look at this one. It did not turn out very well. That one did not look good. And there was another one that didn't turn out well. Where's the other one? I don't know. I must have thrown that one out. Yeah, so some didn't turn out well, but, I'll try some of these other ones for maybe another card sometime. But anyways, so this is the card we're doing, and it is called the triple stamp technique, and it's really easy. This is like basically what they call a SIP card. So a SIP card is stamps, ink, and paper only. And that's all I used. It was just stamps, ink, and paper. So you really don't need any special tools except to, cut out your paper and score the card base. But that's it. So it's really fun. It was easy to do. I think the hardest thing was choosing what colors, and I already had a set of colors that I wanted to use. So I think for this one, I think we can change up the card base. So let me just show you. Oh, I made these bookmarks, and I'll be throwing them into anybody who ordered recently or who hasn't gotten their catalog. I will throw these into your order next time next time I see you, I'll give you one. It's just a bookmark, and I stamped each of the colors in the ink so that you can get a true representation of what the ink color looks like. So you'll see that in your next order, okay? Oh, and the other thing I wanted to point out is I used this stamp set. So this is a new one. It's called Uniquely Artistic. It's in the new catalog. And that's the one that I am going to be using for this card. So we could change this up. So what I used for this card was the Starry Sky in the back. That's the card base. And here's all the papers. I bought, there's a sampler of all the in colors. There's a pack of just sampler, I don't know what you call it, just a sample of like several sheets of each. I forget, like 3 or 4 sheets of each. That bookmark, yes, it's on white. Yeah, the bookmark's on white. So this, these ones, yes, so I was saying this is a sample. And I made it on the Starry Sky. So I was thinking I would change it up for this next card. We'll just use a different base. Sandra, what color do you want to use? Do you think, I'm thinking either the Orchid or maybe even Tahitian. I didn't use this one in my color combination, but I'm thinking maybe we could try it for this round, just to change it up a little. What do you think, Sandra? Let's go bright. Does that mean you want to go with the Tahitian? Do you want to go with this one? Yeah, let's go with the Tahitian Tide. Okay, so I'm going to take this Tahitian Tide as my card base. And what 3 colors should we use? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I used 3 colors on this one. I think I'll go with 3 again. So let's use Tahitian Tide and the Parakeet Party and the Sweet Sorbet. And maybe for... I was thinking of doing the sentiment in a different color, but maybe we'll stick with, I don't know. Tahitian Tide, Parakeet. Okay, yes, okay. So Sandra votes for Tahitian Tide, the same 3, and then we'll decide on the sentiment last, what color we'll do it in. I did my sentiment in the same as the card base last time. I think that works well, but let's see what we do with this one. So let's go with this. All right. Just get all of these things out of the way. And I'll get out my paper trimmer to cut our card sizes. And if you're joining for the first time, don't worry, I always post the measurements in my description of the video after we're done, so you don't have to write stuff down. I'll post it later. I feel like this is crooked. Let me just see if I can adjust this. Is that better? Is that worse? That's worse. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. I think that looks straighter. Yeah, I hate it when things don't line up and they don't look straight, so I'm sorry. I can see on the screen that I'm not like straight, so drives me nuts. Okay, so let me just check. All right, so my cardstock, I need a standard card base, so that's 5.5 by 8.5. So on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm just going to cut it in half. So this is 11 inches. So I'm going to cut it at 5.5 on my trimmer. And my trimmer has 2 blades, so I'm going to use the cutting blade to slice, and then I'll use my other blade for scoring. So I'm going to score halfway, which on an 8.5 sheet is 4 1/4. Okay, so that's my card base. All right, so I'm going to put that aside. So I also need 2 more pieces. 4.5 by 3 1/4. Okay, so I always try to figure out what is the best way to cut my remaining pieces. How did I do it last night? 4.5 by 3 1/4. Okay. I think I cut 3. I think I'm just going to do it the easy way. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it this way. Thinking too much. Okay, so the next piece is 4.5 by 3 1/4. So this is 4.5. I'm going to do 4.5. 4.5. Sorry, my brain is thinking about maximizing my paper cuts, but it's just too hard this early in the morning. My coffee has not kicked in. Okay, that's 4.5, and by 3 1/4, I'm going to cut off this end because I can see there's a tiny little bend mark there. 3 1/4, so I want the sharp corners for my card. I think I moved my hand there. That's okay. All right, and then the other piece is 3.5 by 2 1/4. So this one, I'm just going to double check. What do I have left? 3.5 by 2 1/4. So this one is 4. So I'm going to cut off 2 1/4 first. 2 1/4. See, yes, I can see this piece is slightly angled here. I must have moved it a little bit. I'm going to use the other side. So 2 1/4. Whoops. And then 3.5. these pieces I don't need. Put those aside. Now I have to cut my white. And the white, I need 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut off 5 1/4 here first. Actually, 4. I heard there's an app that actually maximizes like how to cut your sheet of paper to minimize waste. And I haven't found it. I think I went looking for it, but I didn't find one yet. But maybe I'll take a look into that again. So anyways, 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut 5 1/4. And I need 4 inches on this one. Okay, and the next piece is 4 1/4 by 3. So this is, I'm just going to double check, 4 1/2. So I'm going to cut off 3 inches first. And then 4 1/4 this way. Okay, and then the last piece is 2 by 3 1/4. So let me just double check. Yes, apparently there is an app to maximize cuts for a paper to have minimal wastage, and I know that it exists, but I haven't found it, and I didn't spend a huge amount of time looking for it, but I do know that it exists. So 3 1/4 and 2 inches. So 3 1/4 and 2 inches. All right. Okay, so those are my pieces. So this is what it's going to look like. You already know that they're all going to mat on top of each other. So let's just quickly check this. So it's going to go like this, and then like this, and like this, and like this. So that's how it's going to look. Okay, but you know what? You don't have to center everything. I mean, I've seen layouts where they put things off to the side, so they might like put it closer to one side and stamp like that. And sometimes people just do 2 layers, so you can just do 2 layers also. But I'm just going to stick with centering it for now, and you can play around with it when you get a chance to try it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white pieces that I'm going to stamp on, and I'm going to center them because I'm going to center my whole thing, and I'm going to adhere them on the back, okay, so that they don't move when I'm stamping on them, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like just a tiny smidge of tape, okay, on the back, just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to make it less sticky by just sticking my finger on it. Okay, so I just got a tiny bit, and I'm just going to do this a few times to make it less sticky. Okay, so let me just stick it on. You know me, I love to line things up, so the grid paper just makes it that much easier. Where I can see things are, you know, approximately straight. Okay, same thing with this. I'm just going to put like a tiny bit of tape on the back. Okay, make it less tacky so that I can pull it off later. Okay, so this, just like this. Okay. All right, so now that they're secured, I'm going to bring my Stamparatus. I know, it just makes it so much easier, because when you can use just a regular block, that's totally fine. This is, I just love using the Stamparatus for this though, because sometimes when I miss a certain area, I like to just be able to tap it down again and get the missing lines in. Okay. Let me get the stamp. Oh, you found it already. Interesting. Okay, I know there's more than one. I forget the name that I was given, but I searched under that name and could not find it. So I'm sure there's more than one. It'd be interesting to see which ones work well. All right, so now I'm just going to stamp. I'll just bring back my sample. Okay, so I like to stamp like next to each other as I go, because I don't want to find, put a gap and then find I don't have enough room to put the image. So I go side by side until I go all the way around. So let's see. Okay, so I want a full image. I'm going to leave room. Don't forget to leave room for, actually, you know what? The first thing I should do is actually the sentiment, so that I know that I have enough room. I won't leave it up to chance. So it's going to be a sideways landscape orientation. And I'm going to use the thanks from the Artistically Inked set. And I'm going to put it, I don't know, centered is kind of boring, but I'm going to put it on the bottom maybe this time, centered in the bottom. I don't have the gems. Like, I forgot when I ordered my ink colors to get some matching gems, so I would have added gems or something, or I don't know if ribbon works really well on this. You'd probably wrap it around some of the layers if you wanted to, but I don't have a ribbon that I would be happy to use on this just yet. So I'm just going to leave it simple, and I'm just going to put it center. So I think that looks about straight. And I'll stamp that first, and I think I'm going to follow the same formula I did last time. I'm going to use the Tahitian Tide. What do you think? So hard making decisions. Yeah, okay. Let's go with Tahitian Tide. All right. Oh, I should use that trick. That trick that I learned last time, where you just put a stamp pad, an ink pad, underneath the pane here, so then it will support it while you're tapping your ink on, because it's just the right height. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp it again to get a deeper color. Look how much better that looks the second time, eh? I really love the Stamparatus for stamping sentiments. All right, so I'm just going to clean that off and remove it. Where did my stamp cleaner go? Put this away, and then we'll start stamping the flower after this. Okay, so where'd my flower go? Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to position my flower here, perhaps. Actually, I want it to be a little closer to my sentiment. All right. Stick it on. And I'm going to stamp that in. Let's start with Parakeet Party. Firmly. Now you're going to be stamping on 3 layers. So what's going to happen? All right. So I can see there's gaps here, and that's okay. But I don't want this much of a gap because I want a little bit more detail in there. Because the gaps in the stamping are going to be covered up by your mats. So it's okay if you're missing images close to the edge, but not too far away. So I want to make sure I have enough on the edges there. See that one? I can see it's a little bit too much is gone. Oh, there, see? That's better. And I'll just press a little bit harder on this one side. Oh, that's much better. I like that better. You can see I have ink on my fingers from yesterday because I was trying so many different ink colors. Okay, so that's one color. I have to put these away or I'm going to end up inking myself by accident. Okay, I'm going to move it to a different position now. Yes, it really helps with this technique. Otherwise, if you do it with a regular clear block, that's okay. You just have to make sure you stamp really well the first time because you won't be able to re-ink and re-stamp the exact same spot. Okay, so let's try a different orientation here. Maybe like this. Yeah, okay, and so I positioned it, and let's use the Sweet Sorbet. Oh, you know what? I think I need my other magnet to hold down the paper. Okay, there we go. That's not in the way. All right. Ink it up. So the Sweet Sorbet, I thought it was going to be more pink in color. It's more red than I thought, which is fine. I just thought it would be more pink. Well, okay, I didn't get everything. It's pretty good. I think I'm going to try and press that just a little bit harder and get... Oh, that's way better. Yeah, I don't even have to do this, ink this more than once. It's a very intense color. There's also a stamp in this set where it actually fills it in for you, but I tried it and I can't say that I'm a fan of it. It looks messy to me. I don't know why. It just looks messy to me. Maybe I did notice though that many of my ink pads, because I tried it with all the ink colors, and I noticed that some of them are really wet. So when you have a really wet ink pad, it will make it blotchier, and I can show you how to fix that in a sec. Okay, so I'm going to move on to, I'm going to move my magnets around so I can ink here, stamp here. Let's see, let's turn this around. I'm going to maybe put this one here, like that. Stamp off. Okay. All right, so this one is fairly wet. So what I did is if you have images that are coming out and you can see like dots of heavier ink, all you need to do is you take like a card. Some people use the bone folder. This is an old credit card that I've canceled, so don't think that you can take this credit card and use it. But it's an old credit card, and I just use the edge and I just press all the ink to one side. You can see that you get a lighter shade of ink section when you press all the ink to one side. So I'm just going to wipe that off. And then I will use that to stamp with. Whoops. Okay. And let's press that down. Let's see how we did. All right, still missing some there. Let's see if I can press that in. That looks much better. Just gonna double press on here because I can see like the edges are not coming out. You see, there's some like dots here. That's excess ink. So I thought I had gotten most of it, but you know, sometimes you do more than a couple times. But you know, if you do that, it'll avoid getting that kind of a look. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it again, and I'll see if it'll just kind of fill in a little bit, so you don't see much of that ink blotching. Oh, I'm not using the thick. I'm using just a regular, but be interesting to try both. But the thick, yeah, it would make it harder to get all the edges, like the image close enough to the edges. You can still see like the circles. So anyways, we'll keep trying. I'll scrape it again, like move the ink over again the next time I use the blue, and we'll see if that improves it. Okay, so I'm just going to move it again. Okay, go back to the green. So it's a really simple technique, like it's really easy to do, and it just looks really, it's really striking, the effect. Okay, here I am lifting that pane again, even though like I know I have the thing there to support it. Just have it. Pretty good. I'm just going to press again here. Yeah, I think that'll probably get covered by the matting, but just give it one more try. All right. This one looks deeper. I think I double stamped that one. So let's try that again. Yeah, okay. We'll keep moving around. Whoops, these magnets are so strong. This one here. This would definitely be faster if you had it on a block. You could just easily move and, you know, clean and move. But I do like this for the advantage of being able to, you know, re-stamp when I need to. Let's see. Place it like this. And back to Sweet Sorbet. You still have like Old Whisper white? How much white do you have? I wish they sold these in reams, actually, like huge stacks rather than small stacks for the white, because it's such a basic, right? The sweet sorbet just turns out so good. I mean, like, it's just so vibrant. I barely have to do anything. Don't need that second. Don't ask. There must have been a good sale on for you to have that much white paper. Okay, let's keep moving around. I'm going to fill in these gaps later. There's a little leaf that I can use to fill in gaps. That's why I'm leaving them there. Let's see. This would fit in nicely here. Okay. And we're back to Tahitian Tide. Okay, I'm going to try pushing it to one side again. And I'll do it a few times to make sure, hopefully, that we don't get so much over inking. I mean, it's not a terrible thing that it's so wet. Better than getting a dry ink pad, right? That looks way better. Okay, and I'll ink with that. Okay. You never want to be out of white card. It's true. It's such a staple. You can't do anything without your white. Yeah, see, that looks better. Yeah, I don't see as much of the dots, although I can still see some when you're like really looking. So I'm just going to tap very lightly when I ink up. Let's see. That's pretty good. I like that. That looks good. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. I'm just noticing that my camera is moving. Okay. Just gonna go around, keep filling in, right? I think, oh, that's gonna fit really nicely there, I think. Okay. And, oh, what color are we going to use now? I think I have to use the sweet sorbet. How does this look? Oh, I missed just right here in the center. I think that's going to be pretty good. So yeah, if I want to color in these flowers, I'm going to do them in, I want to try doing them in black and then coloring them in with blends markers, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so I have a few empty spots that I'm just going to fill in. So maybe here. I think that will work nicely. I'll use the blue, the Tahitian Tide. Okay. I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, that turned out pretty good, actually. Okay. And let's just clean that off. So I'm just looking at my bare spots along the sides and trying to decide where I need to ink next or stamp next. I wonder if I should use the little leaf. So there's a little leaf. Oh, it's not here. I stuck it on over here. Okay. So this could fit in right here. That would work well, I think. I think this is one of the fastest cards I ever created, but that's just me. I'm so slow. That worked out well. Okay, where's my stamp cleaner? Or Sandra says her staples are white, real red, olive green, and what they used to call chocolate chip. Oh, early espresso. I see. I like the crumb cake. I think crumb cake is a really good card base too, actually. It's very neutral. I feel like that's not really covering it very well. This one would work better here. And maybe put another flower edge here. And then I think we'd be done. Awesome. Okay, so let me put this here. It's down here. Okay. Okay, so for the corner, what should we use? The red? I want to use Parakeet Party down here, I think. And I think I'll use Sweet Sorbet for the top corner. They didn't have crumb cake. Oh, okay. When you were hoarding your cardstock. Okay. Let's see how that works. Perfect. I think we're done. All right. So let's put away all the ink. Let's just clean these off. All right. So this is easy part, putting together the layers. It's really not that hard. Just gonna put these away. Okay, so let's take these off. Now let's separate these pieces. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna twist it a little bit, and it just comes right off without tearing. There we go. All right, so look, it's like, it makes a really good like frame if you wanted to make this into a frame for a different card. But here we go. All right, so let's, actually I'm gonna, where's my bone folder? Okay. This is slightly skewed for some reason. My bone folder to make a nice crease. It's gonna lie flat. Okay, so, oh, you got to keep track of where things were so that they line up. So this is like this is like this. Okay, I'm just going to turn it over, and I'm going to start adhering to the card base. Okay, so the green is up in the corner. So you just need 1/8 of an inch around each side. Okay, and then the next piece goes here, but I'm going to put on my my stamped piece first. Okay, so it's like this. Not that it matters on the mat, because you're going to adhere it after. Okay, good. And then I'll adhere this one too. This was really an easy card to do. It was much easier than that chicken card with the surprise inside, but it was such a fun card to make. It really wasn't too hard, it's just a little bit more tricky. This one's like just easy, and it's just stamps, ink, and paper, no cut and emboss machine, nothing. Just, you know, anybody with stamps, ink, and paper can do this. All right, so let's put this on here. You can't decide if you like. You can't decide if you like the Tahitian Tide or the Parakeet Party. Oh, yep, they're both good. Oops. Yeah, I was surprised that there were so many blues in this combination, but they look good. The orchid is just, it's like, I thought it was really close in terms of ink color, but it's more purpley than the Starry Sky. Whoops, this one first. Okay, so it's upside down. All right, so I'm just going to line this up. So you can see it's like any gaps in your stamping are covered up by the mat, and it looks totally great. Yes, I know. I like to line things up. Just forgive me. I can't unsee it when it's out of a alignment. But look how great that looks. You already have 7 shades of blue? Oh my gosh. I don't actually have a lot of blue. They don't have quite so many blues. I don't know. There's Bermuda Bay, there's Pool Party, Balmy Blue. I have the Misty Moonlight, which was it's an in color that's retiring. Okay. Again, I'm just lining things up. Does that look right? I think it looks pretty good. Even as I shift it just millimeters, I know. Okay, so there's the card. I mean, you know, that was pretty fast. It's pretty easy. You know, if you stick to one color, it'd be even faster, I think, possibly. And if you're using a block and you're able to get a clear image every time you stamp the first time, then this would be even faster to make. You could do just 2 colors, and that's what I want to try next. I think I might want to try just 2 colors. Like maybe I saw somebody else do it with like a black and a white or a black and a vanilla. and that looked really cool too. And you can mix images, so you know, you could stamp like several images from the same stamp set. I just chose to use just the flowers, but yeah, it's pretty good, eh? So I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna put inside next and finish it off. But that is our stamping today. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like all the in colors. They're so great. So again, if you have like an order coming in soon, or if I see you and I give you a catalog, I'll be sure to stick one of these in so you can have one on hand. Sandra says, oh, you have some old blue colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Okay, you do have a lot. That's a lot. But the Tahitian Tide, do you have anything like that? And the Orchid Oasis has a bit of purple. Like I said, like, you know, they're very close, but there is definitely a purple tone to the Orchid. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed stamping with me today, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day. Bye.